welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy at the request of Patreon subscriber King of the Depths, who has sent me Rakdos Amped Raptor. King of the Depths, in collaboration with Patreon member Avocado, just really wanted to see Amped Raptor cast him to Tourach, and then they built a deck around the potential for that interaction. Amped Raptor is one of the most aggressive Cascade style cards that has ever been in Magic the Gathering. Cascade tends to come in two forms. First of all, this is not Cascade. It is strictly different than Cascade, intentionally and by design. However, there is value Cascade, like the old standard Jund Cascade. Like, we cast Bloodbraid Elf at some point, it's a 2-for-1. Maybe it cascades into a 2-for-1, then it's a 3-for-1, and we're just getting more cards for our cardboard. And then there is the combination Demonic Tutor plus Omniscience Cascade, where you always cascade into your combo piece, and it's the only card you can cast, and you cast it for free. Something like Hypergenesis, or the Rhinos, or the Warp World, things like that. This deck has just leaned all the way into the Jund-style version of this. Every card in the main deck can be cast for 2 energy. You don't really need any other energy in the deck. Unlike the modern Boros energy deck that got this card banned, where it was frequently cascading into 3 and 4 drops on turn 2. That's not what we're doing here. This is just a Bloodbraid Elf, and we have a bunch of sweet cards we can hit. That is put into this kind of Aggro-Delirium shell. Nethergoyf cares about the card types in your graveyard. Dragon's Rage Channeler does. Fear of Missing Out does. And that is all just supported with Wasteland and a bunch of discard effects that are pretty sweet. On first look at this deck, I am slightly concerned about Castle Locthwain. I've found that this card, especially in higher power formats, it comes into play tapped a lot more than it draws a card, and that bums me out a little bit. But I'm going to let it roll with the build that they've sent. We'll keep an eye on that one. Otherwise, the selections make sense. There's not a whole lot of nuance to this. I'm going to discard my opponent's cards from their hand while I hit them with creatures and hope that that's enough. Let's get into it. This is Rakdos Raptor. I'm on the play in round 1 versus a Yorion strategy. I wish this hand had 2 lands in it, but it doesn't. I am going to keep it. Most Yorion decks have Wasteland in them. Like Yorion Death and Taxes. I guess like Yorion Cephalid Nadu Breakfast would not have Wasteland in it. But the Yorion Beanstalk decks do usually have a few Wastelands. I'm a little worried about it, but I'm going to jam. And I think I'm going to start on Thoughtseize just so I know what I'm up against here. Okay. It does appear to be some sort of Taxes adjacent Vial deck. I'm going to take the Vial, of course, because that's the thing that they're doing that breaks the rules. And I really hope I draw a land so I can play 2 cards next turn, because my hand's actually pretty good against what they're showing me right now. The island is in. Land for Bowmaster? Okay. Well, let's Thoughtseize again. They can Brainstorm in response and hide the goods, or I could just take Brainstorm, but the reason I'm not Cabal Therapying here is because that Brainstorm could mix it up. And mix it up it shall. I definitely look like a combo deck right now. Badlands, Thoughtseize, Thoughtseize. I look like Turbo Reanimator or maybe some Storm deck, and that's probably what my opponent's thinking right now. Force of Will, Harbinger of the Seas, a 3rd color, so this is just Esper Vial. Got it. They hid the Stoneforge Mystic and put away the Cauldron completely. That makes sense. The Stoneforge is the shuffle that clears the Brainstorm. I think Recruiter of the Guard is the card that I'm most worried about here, though if they Force of Will... Alright, I'm going to take the Harbinger of the Seas because I'm in no position to beat it. That also strands the Force of Will, and it means that my Lightning Bolt on their Stoneforge Mystic will work. Plain Stoneforge Mystic, here we go. Found the chip. Big Chippo. Come on, land. Hate my life. Okay, the Chippo they could just play, and it has nothing to do with Stoneforge Mystic. I could Cabal Therapy that Recruiter of the Guard out of their hand. Or I could therapy the chip. I do have perfect info right now, which means they would have to draw a land to get Recruiter online, but if Recruiter gets online, I am smoked. The chip doesn't do anything until they attach it. All right, I'm going to Cabal Therapy, naming Recruiter of the Guard. They may have just gotten the reality chip because it's blue for Force of Will, and they're still operating under the assumption I'm a combo deck because I look like one. Citizen's Crowbar, wow. All right, when it enters, make a 1/1 Citizen, and then attach the Crowbar to it. Sacrifice, or equipped creature gets +1/+1 as it has tap, sack the Crowbar, destroy target artifact or enchantment. All right. So that's just some random garbage they put in their deck. But random garbage is pretty good against me right now. Come on, land. Oh my goodness. We're live. And I'm going to play the first of my 800 Orcish Bowmasters. They can decide if they want to Force Will this. All right, force pitching the Chippo. They see that Cabal Therapy in my graveyard. They know that was going to be a 2-for-1 anyway. I got more where that came from. Right, in for 3. Him to Tourach. Let's go. Light it up. That hit both of the cards I knew about. So now Cabal Therapy is worse, but so's their hand. At some point, they'll have to buy that Yorion. And unless they have 8 mana or a Vial on 5 when they do it, the Cabal Therapy will find a home. Meddling Mage. All right. Name Entomb. Name Reanimate. What do you think I'm doing? Named Orcish Bowmasters. I mean, that's a great read. However, I can remove that as I please. Nethergoyf Dragon's Rage Channeler. And I'll pass the turn. I now have the biggest creature on board. They could move the Crowbar onto Stoneforge Mystic, or no, move it onto Meddling Mage, then they have the biggest creature. Temporarily. I wouldn't be stoked to see a Wasteland right now, that's for sure. Beastorm, okay. I wonder if they had that, and that's why they named Bowmaster so aggressively, or if they just found that. In my upkeep, I'm going to bolt Meddling Mage and get the Surveil. Wasteland, I'll keep it. We cast spells. Attack with Nethergoyf. Right, no attacks, good call. I'll play out a Bowmaster. Yep, Brainstorm. I at least cost them this turn of development with that. If I had main phased it, they just don't get this Brainstorm at all, really. All right, 1 to you. Another Nethergoyf. Okay, I'll attack with my Orc army and my Nethergoyf. The Orcish Bowmaster number 2 grows the first army. Go face. Nethergoyf. And the beats are now happening. They've used 3 of their 4 Brainstorms already. Okay, have you been sitting on a black card that kills me? Like Plague Engineer. Main deck Plague Engineer. Skyclave Apparition. Probably takes one of the Goyfs. Yep. Okay, deal. Can I draw a spell to get flying on my DRC? That would be great. Nope. I can cast a spell. I can cast Cabal Therapy. I'd have to sack a creature I care about, though. Or I can just attack with my creatures that are as big or bigger than theirs. Okay, we're trading off. There. Another Nethergoyf. Equip. I'm still larger than those. Verdant Catacombs does actually give me Delirium. Oh, I could have Wastelanded myself last turn. Okay, so I missed some damage there. Looted Delta in the graveyard. And here come the beats. Opponent's at 7, so they look dead if they don't have a spell. Plow. They did have the spell that they could have. And they're still scooping it. Cool. All right. Just creatures versus creatures. I am well set up for that matchup. Cling to Dust doesn't seem very important here. It is like the only cantrip I get to play, but my opponent's not really operating out of the graveyard. Pyrokinesis is a card that does not work with Amped Raptor, but is really good in the matchup. Molten Collapse for just dealing damage, or just killing stuff. I like it. I don't think I want Feed the Swarm. Deck's already got a bunch of interaction in it. I'm going to shave a little bit on Cabal Therapy, even though it is good versus Stoneforge Mystic and Yorion. I could shave a Wasteland, though I suspect we saw most of the basics that their deck actually plays, and they're not going to be able to play on mono basics most of the time. Okay, I am going to shave 1 Wasteland. Just want to make room for my cards. There's still 20 lands in here, and 4 baubles. Okay, I'm in. Keep my hand. Raptor. Guaranteed to hit the 1 of Pyrokinesis instead of the other 40 spells in my deck. I just know how this goes. I'm not new here. Tundra, pass. Alright, I'm just going to jam off a Wasteland here. If we can play Corny Magic, I'll play Corny Magic. Brainstorm. Flooded Strand. That is a shuffle, but they did have to redraw one of those cards. Okay, I'm going to save this Cabal Therapy until I have some creatures in play, which is not going to be hard to do with this Orcish Bowmaster and Amped Raptor. Oh, they didn't fetch. Wow. What does that mean? Okay, there we go. They played their land second main. They just clicked very quickly through their first main phase, and I was like, oh my god, what happened? Rest in peace. Okay. That card is fine, I guess. And I'm going to get some selection here. Bowmaster on top. And I think I want to Raptor and just hope it doesn't hit Pyrokinesis. Trigger. Him to Tourach. We did it. King of the Depths. First try. Solitude and Orcish Bowmaster gone. That is the thing that the whole deck was built around doing. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. This Cabal Therapy looking smart and handsome right now. Umezawa's Jitte. I have First Strike. That doesn't even work. Oh, cool. Thoughtseize. Now I can get 2 cards. Thoughtseize, you take the Brainstorm. Yeah, I don't want you brainstorming here. Take Brainstorm. Lightning Bolt the Stoneforge Mystic. And I can save Cabal Therapy, or I could just Cabal Therapy the Jitte. Umezawa's Jitte. That's out of here. The hand is Cauldron complete right now. Cauldron completely garbage, more like. Okay, now I got to do 17 damage before they put a creature that's bigger than mine into play. The Crowbar. Maybe they'll destroy Rest in Peace. Is that how this works? Destroy target artifact or jam it. That is exactly how that works. Lucky. Do they know my creature has First Strike? I'm going in. They seem to know. All right. I'm actually just going to Bowmaster right now. If they draw a Ponder or Brainstorm, I want it to be painful. I don't want any timing stuff to find a spot to use it. Yorion's in the grip now. I'm going to save the Bolt. I think I still have hope for that. And I'm going to attack with everything, which clearly indicates another Bowmaster. They'll probably block the first Bowmaster. This still just pushes damage and does what I want, though. Coast is clear. Dragon's Rage Channeler. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm representing lethal. They just don't know it. Okay, they're dead. Orcish Bowmaster. 1 to you. What a sick showcase. Not every Legacy deck is going to be willing to engage just dopes versus dopes with me. And I am quite good at dope versus dope combat here. Smooth victory. The Amped Raptor into him to Tourach, checking that box in the first match feels good. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 2. I would prefer hands with Thoughtseize in them, especially on the draw, but I'm not going to mulligan a hand that does anything. Once upon a time, we're probably playing against Eldrazi, but Cradle Control or some other Knight of the Reliquary style thing is live. Ooh, Magus of the Moon. Fascinating. I'm pretty good against Magus of the Moon. This is like some Gruul Orcish Lumberjack deck. What's going on here? All right, well, there's that. That will slow me down a little bit. JK, no it won't. Bobble. In this extra land. I would like to know what you're about to draw. Fable. That's just the best card there is. Okay. That stings a little. If I find my basic swamp, it's not so bad. Or if they don't have another mana, it's not so bad. I would take that out as well. Here's the attack. And they didn't have the extra mana. Let's go. Okay. Wasteland, Amped Raptor, pre-combat. Every spell in the deck is live right now. Nether Goyf. 2-3. Now I have the biggest creature. Yeah, this Fable is concerning, and they have shown me Furies in their deck. Hardcast Once Upon a Time. Any land gets the game going for them. I believe there's 2 basic swamps in the deck. Yes, there are 2 basic swamps. If I happen to draw one before Chapter 2, we're in business. Otherwise, I'm just sort of farting around here. A bauble. Thoughtseize, that's not going to help. Does get me closer to Delirium. Ah, shit. Just missed a Surveil. Not interested. Okay. I deserve that. Okay, attacking. And better late than never, I guess. Draw a card. Another Nethergoyf. It could fall apart pretty quickly from here. Depends on what their follow-up is, and Fable gives them basically all the options in the world. Missing that Surveil is probably actually devastating. Because I would have seen Nethergoyf, milled it, and had Delirium. Like, this was the top card in my deck, and we just know that's true. I could block with one of my DRCs right now and get Delirium. I think that's worth doing. I'm not going to trade. I actually just want more damage on the board. Let's go. Attack with all creatures. Opponents at 4. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Badlands. And I'll pass. They could be dead this turn. Or they're dead this turn anyway, but yeah, missing that Surveil was actually really bad. But unpunished. Okay, they're probably not going to try to moon me again after getting mono-redded right out of here. Molten Collapse kills stuff, including Chalice of the Void and Chrome Mox. Feed the Swarm does kill Fable, if I think that's actually important. I'm not convinced that I do think that's important, but I do think Cabal Therapy is going to be really slow and pretty unreliable here. This is going to be more about damage, and I guess if we're just making it about damage, I'm going 0 Cabal Therapy. Cling to Dust, gaining life, not the most Irrel. Alright, okay, fine. I talked myself into it. All the removal in, the Mopius cards out. Alright, a 1-lander kind of plays through Blood Moon, like I literally have a play if they have Blood Moon. And Molten Collapse is really good against the other parts of their deck. Trinisphere, I'm very bad against that one. Gonna need 3 lands in a row now. Okay, missed the first one. Fable, okay, we're dead. Alright, if I don't draw a land right now, I'll concede. We continue to play. And we've got the Fable trigger. Discarded 3 more mana. Let's see where this deck's going. We got Minskin Boo, we got Caves of Chaos Adventure. What's happening over there? Dumped out a Forest. Under Mountain Adventure, okay. Initiative confirmed. I'm going to get the Raucous Theater. Dump Dragon's Rage Channeler. And hope this is a fetch land right now. Alright, we're dead. Trinisphere, huh? I have no actual kind of plan for that. Like, Mindbreak Trap could stop a double Chrome Mox into something draw, but that doesn't stop Spirit Guide. I actually like Mindbreak Trap in vintage Stompy matchups, but Legacy, the Spirit Guides and the Soul Lands are so much more important than the Moxen and Soul Rings that you don't really get there. Okay. This is my deck again, and this time I'm on the play. Oh, curses. Gotta mulligan this. I'll keep this. I'm going to keep, and I think I'm bottoming Verdant Catacombs. Or no, I'm going to bottom Badlands. Okay. I'm going to bobble them first so I can see all 8 cards before I decide what I'm Thoughtseizing. Right, there's Fable. Basic Swamp. Thoughtseize you. Chrome Mox, Trinisphere. Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Okay. There's an Ancient Tomb, so I can't take them off anything really. They're drawing a Fable. If I take Caves of Chaos Adventurer, that's like their follow-up pressure. They can still jam Trinisphere on 1. If I take Caves of Chaos Adventurer, they actually can't play Fable because they won't have enough mana. Question is, can I ever play against a Trinisphere successfully? And I think the answer is no. Okay, Trinisphere's out. Was worth thinking about, though. And I'm going to hold this bauble. Nethergoyf, okay. That thing hits. Once upon a time, Chrome Mox number 1. Found another Caves of Chaos Adventurer. So they could turn 1 Caves of Chaos Adventurer right now. If they're willing to commit their whole hand to it, which they do seem willing to do, which makes sense to me. Okay, there's that. It's a tutor at basic. Okay, I'm going to bauble them now to inform my future options. They're drawing Simian Spirit Guide. Nethergoyf, Lightning Bolt. Oh, alright. Well, I mean, now I can kill Caves of Chaos Adventure for 1 mana. I'll get Badlands, play Nethergoyf. And I guess I pass here. Just in case they forge, I want to be able to stuff it. They went into the Lost Well. Scry before you see what I'm up to. This also means I don't need a lightning bolt right away. They went bottom, so that's not a Simian Spirit Guide anymore. Beginning of combat, I'm going to bolt this Adventurer. And let's hope they drew a blank. Forest. Okay, they drew Simian Spirit Guide anyway. I think it is best for me to just take the initiative here. Guaranteed. I get to tutor a swamp and play the other Netherglyph, and then I'm way ahead. Swamp. It would have been cool to wait and kill one of the Chrome Moxes on the Molten Collapse too, but I don't think that's responsible gaming. That's greedy. Okay, sweet. Yeah, 1-drops beat 4-drops, it turns out, if both players are allowed to play the game. Another creaturey back and forth matchup where we did the thing. On to the next one.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play in round 3 versus, I don't know if this is pronounced Ella1 or Ella1 or whoever this is, but this is a combo player. I do have the fun of Cling to Dust in the deck, but that doesn't actually beat Oops All spells anymore. I could blind Cabal Therapy, Chrome Mox, or Dark Ritual, and at least see what I'm up against. I think I'm going to keep, and I'm going to Therapy Chrome Mox. Okay, Cabal Therapy, target you. Chrome Mox or Dark Ritual, what am I worried about? I'll name Chrome Mox. Oh yeah, Dark Ritual would have got 2 though, son of a biscuit. Still got him. And still going to lose here. Yeah, Dark Ritual, Bowmaster, Entomb, Echo is already game. If this was Thoughtseize, I would have taken the Bowmaster. Alright. I am likely to lose here, but I will take my 7 damage. Opponent said in chat, why name Chrome Mox? I'm confused. I don't know. I can Google MTGO results. What do you want me to say here? Yeah, I mean, if I had named Dark Ritual, this is much better for me, obviously, but that's just like, I don't know. Mostly a coin flip. I was right. I got one. Okay, we're taking our spin. Could just lose. All right, I'm not winning with this hand. All right, I'm going to bring in Leyline to the Void and Mindbreak Trap. And maybe Meltdown. Lightning Bolt does kill Orcish Bowmaster, which is going to be their backup plan if I take them off comboing. I don't think I'm going to have room for Meltdown. Fear of Missing Out is not for this. Molten Collapse is not for this. I don't want Cling to Dust if I also have Leyline of the Void. Cabal Therapy still works. Netherglyph, I have to win somehow. My own Bowmaster countering their Bowmaster is pretty strong. I guess it is Lightning Bolt at this point. I could Pyrokinesis to kill my opponent's Bowmasters. That's just a 0 mana way to interact. Though I'm now bringing in 7 things that don't work with Amped Raptor. And cutting 7 things that do. Do I cut Amped Raptor then? And then what happens? I get Lightning Bolt back, Cling to Dust back, Fear of Missing Out, I guess. Is that better than Molten Collapse? Probably not. Collapse could kill like a random creature or Wayward Mox Opal or something. Okay. I will try this. These are the bad matchups though, especially when we're on the draw, which we're going to have to be for game 3. Leyline of the Void, Thoughtseize. Keep. Leyline of the Void is in. Castle Lockthwain, we're going to get away with it because I have another land in my hand. This castle coming in tapped would be devastating though if I had kept this hand with 1 land in it, which I would have done. Okay, Thoughtseize, LED, Dark Ritual, empty. Oh, they could take 2 of my 3 cards from my hand here. I can make it really hard for them to win if I take this empty. If they draw a mana source, this becomes really risky and bad. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I beat 10 goblins with my hand? Orcish Bowmaster deals with 3. There's 7 left. Netherglyph, Dragon's Rage Channeler. I'm just thinking if I could get away with taking the Thoughtseize. Alright, I'll just take the Empty the Warrens. Diamond, Mox Opal. The meltdowns in my sideboard looking pretty good right now. Opponent Thoughtseizing me. But they didn't go for the full Dark Ritual Thoughtseize Cabal therapy, which would help them not lose, but it would not. Maybe that disqualifies winning, or maybe they just drew a Vault of Whispers. Like, are they going to win from Hellbent without a Dark Ritual, is my question. And the answer is probably no. All right, I'm just going to play out the 2 creatures they've seen. This Molten Collapse rules. I literally said, as I brought Molten Collapse back into my deck, maybe I could kill a Wayward Mox Opal. Here we are. They're not going to name Molten Collapse with Cabal Therapy. Okay, do I want to destroy a Lion's Eye Diamond or the Opal? Because destroying Diamond temporarily turns off Opal, but Opal's the real mana source. All right, I'm going to go for Opal. Dump a Dragon's Rage Channeler. I don't need more of those. In for my beats. Bowmaster. Love it. This Lochthwain's still 2 land drops away from drawing a card. Cool. All right. On the play with our potent sideboard card plus targeted discard. Did enough. Now we got to get one on the draw. Was Molten Collapse actually good, or did I just draw it in a spot where my opponent was failing to function? All right, I'm just going to leave my deck how it is and go back in. This hand does not interact on turn 1 or super meaningfully on turn 2. I'm going to mulligan. I just have 6 hits. All right, there's one of them. I'll keep this bottom. I'm going to bottom Wasteland. Yeah, the 4 ley lines plus the 2 Mindbreak traps just give me a lot of juice. Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual. Beseech the Mirror. If they have like a Song of Creation, might just go off anyway. You know, I'm a non-blue deck. This is going to happen sometimes. Like, ironically, if I just have Mindbreak Trap instead of Leyline, I probably win this game. Now I'm getting Thoughtseize, though. Another Thoughtseize. I'm likely to have no hand and no life total by the end of this turn. Okay, cool. They figured out how to beat a non-blue deck. On to the next round.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables.
I'm on the draw in round 4 with a hand that is nice. Thoughtseize, then some creatures and stuff. Can't quite cast him to Tourach with what I've got going on here. Opponent went to 5, so I'm either dead before I get a turn or this Thoughtseize is going to be insane. Tapped Aggro-Delirium is good news. There's my Hymn to Tourach. Thoughtseize, what you working with? Trawler, Lively Dirge. What is Lively Dirge? Oh my god. Is Demonic Tutor? Oh, it's an Entomb. It's an Entomb and a Reanimate. Okay. Well, I can take Unmask and make it harder for them to interact with me. I could take Boggart Trawler, and then they have only 1 mana. If I take Boggart Trawler, they could Unmask plus Cabal Therapy and take 2 cards. If I take Unmask, I think I'm going to take the Trawler. If they want to go Hellbent to take 2 of my cards, that's a deal. Lotus Petal. Okay. We still have perfect info then. Unmask, pitching, Cabal Therapy. Okay. So you get to keep your Lively Dirge, but I am down 1 Hymn to Tourach. But I can Molten Collapse their Lotus Petal. Hymn to Tourach is a 1-for-1 though, if they value the pressure over this. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was actually kind of close and interesting. Ooh, speaking of close and interesting. No, it's not that close or interesting. I'm just going to get their hand empty. Okay, now I've got Fear of Missing Out. That is close to Delirium. I'll play FOMO. I think I want to discard the Mountain. Found Wasteland. Let's fucking go. Bang. All right. I'm not delirious, but they are going to have no mana and quickly run out of life. Cling to Dust. Wow, that's probably insane. And I don't have an instant in the graveyard, so I can get Delirium. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hold on to the Cling to Dust. And I can bolt him in the end step. Getting 2 attacks here, getting in for the extra beats. I'm going to destroy target, non-land permanent. Take out this Lotus Petal. In for another 4. Second combat. Opponent has 2 more draw steps this game, which is not 0. Importantly, not 0. Bellmeyer. Gonna get the Raucous Theater. Lightning Bolt. Okay, they have 0 more draw steps this game. Attack first. Attack again. I am actually gonna hold this, or no, I might lose to Pact Negation. All right, I'll just bolt them. I was about to say I'm gonna hold this and see if I can see something. Like if they start to try to make a combo line, maybe I get more information about what they're up to. But if they have a Pact of Negation protected win and I'm holding up Lightning Bolt like a jerk, no thanks. Well, this looks familiar. Maybe I'm a coward cutting my Amped Raptors when I bring in all these expensive cards. Like, by the numbers. Like, it's this percent versus this percent that I'll hit versus miss, but... And I'm also going to mulligan to one of these cards, so there will be at most 5 in the deck. Yeah, maybe this isn't right. Okay, Fear of Missing Out, I think, is the clunkiest thing. I'm a maybe on the Amped Raptors. Fear of Missing Out. This deck doesn't probably have Orcish Bowmaster in it, which means the Amped Raptors are better. Lightning Bolt is... Alright, I have this instant and this instant. There's not a lot of instants in this deck. And I'm boarding out I'm boarding in more enchantments. Interesting. Okay. Alright, I'm not going to plan to be here for a long time. This is the play. This hand's good if I get a turn, which is not a guarantee. I'll mulligan. Okay, I'll keep. We're both on 5 so far. You're on 4. I'm going to put back Cabal Therapy and probably Molten Collapse. Yeah, all right. Opponent's on 4. I'm on 5. I have late line, though. Fellmeyer, zapped it in. Oh, yeah. My Swarm! Okay, they fed on my Swarm. Bobble. Bobble you, see Boggart Trawler. Okay, Boggart Trawler plays versus Nethergoyf, but only kinda, and very slowly. I am not worried about one card in hand with drawing Boggart Trawler. I would rather deploy a threat here and start getting the game over. Trawler tapped. Thoughtseize does give me Delirium, which doesn't matter specifically here, but does make my Goyf 1 point bigger. And now Hellbent opponent gets 2 more draws this game. Maybe less. All right, maybe less. I'm going to play the Amped Raptor. Another Goyf. Okay. They have 1 more draw this game. It's a lot of pressure being applied. Yeah, okay. Revenge versus decks with no lands in them. On to the final round. We're speedrunning this league. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in the final round. Positive records locked. Bread and butter 4-1 on the line. I said I would keep hands that do stuff, and this one doesn't do enough. I am going to mulligan this. Alright, I'm happier with this. I'm going to keep... I'm bottoming either FOMO, one of the Bowmasters, or the Raptor. I think I'm going to bottom FOMO. Oh, I'm on the draw. I thought it was on the play. Well, okay. I was going to speculate about what I would name in the blind with Cabal Therapy, but now it's less blind. Okay, so we have some sort of tropical island deck. I could name Nadu with this Cabal Therapy. I could name Force of Will, which clears the way for Bowmaster to flashback therapy next turn. I Cabal Therapy you. Force of Will is what I'm going to name Brainstorm Days. Oh, we're playing against Poison. Fun. All right. So Days is actually annoying. Inkmoth Nexus is in. Yeah, super annoying because Brainstorm is frequently the card you name in the blind when you just like are against an opponent on the play. I probably would have named Brainstorm if I was actually on the play this game with that Cabal Therapy, which may or may not have been in their hand at the time. Oh, okay, great. That lets me dance around Days a little bit. The Brainstorm is scary. If it hit the goods, I could get roasted this turn. My plan, if they fire up this Inkmoth Nexus, is to take one from it in combat, then bolt it in the end step. They ponder. We're still developing. They shuffled the library. Okay, in that case, I'm going to fetch the Raucous Theater. Not interested in Dragon's Rage Channeler. I want Disruption at this point. Okay, Orcish Bowmaster. I'm going to play this. They could daze it to tap me out, or they could just let me Cabal Therapy them. I'm going to Therapy. I think I'm just going to name this Daze. Take the sure thing. Embiggen Berserk to Inkmoth Nexus, and we did clear the Daze. Okay. Okay, their hand does not currently beat Lightning Bolt. They would have to draw a second pump spell. There's Inkmoth Nexus. I mean, their deck's full of pump spells. This is the turn where I'm going to win or lose. If they drew a pump spell or a daze, I'm going to lose here. Nice, okay. They didn't go for it. I could bolt in the end step to flush out the Embiggen. Or that might not even flush out the Embiggen. No, that doesn't even work. All right, now I have two ways to challenge in Inkmoth Nexus. So they got to get multiple layers of protection. And if they had a layer of protection, they probably would have went for it last turn. They have to think about Fatal Push, though. A card that I don't play, but most black decks in the format do. Pendelhaven, that's strong. That protects against Bowmaster. Nexus is awake. Second Nexus is awake. Here they come. I am not going to interact with these if my opponent doesn't push first. I've taken 3 poison. End step. Bowmaster. Target one of these. They'll target it with Pendelhaven. I'll respond with Bowmaster again. And I'm actually going to target the other one so I have the biggest orc army. Because this will still resolve this Bowmaster trigger. It won't if I double up on that one. Alright. Big Raptor time. How about some discard spells? Let's get this hand empty. Lightning Bolt, shit. Alright. Deal that damage to you. Now they're kind of in a spot where they have to go for it. And yeah, that Pendelhaven was such a good draw. And I think holding up Lightning Bolt versus the confirmed revealed lethal is better than trying to Amped-Raptor my way into another discard spell at random. Fuck, yeah, we're dead. All right, yeah, I can't even respond to that. And now they just know Embiggen plus Berserk is enough. Yeah, that was tight. Yep, GG. Okay. Pyrokinesis coming in. Molten Collapse is good against the creatures in their deck that are in Inkmoth Nexus. Yeah, my main deck is kind of tailor-made for this matchup already, even though it didn't work out this time. Do I want more Molten Collapses in? And if so, what am I cutting? I already cut Cling to Dust. I like the discard. Fear of missing out. That's not what this matchup's about. It's not a race. I'm the control deck. Which is crazy to say, given looking at my deck on paper. Okay. I'm going to keep... And Quick Reflexes is a hell of a card. I'm going to Therapy. I'm just thinking about what I'm going to Therapy. I could name Daze or Force of Will. I could name, like, Inkmoth Nexus. I can name Invigorate. I'm going to name Invigorate. Glistener Elf. Alright, that would have worked if I named it. Daze, another option. Tropical Island. Glistener Elf. Wasteland. Interesting. I think I'm going to play Bloodstained Mire and pass. I have the Pyrokinesis if they try any shenanigans here. I don't want to get smoked by the Daze. Veil of Summer is up now. Ponder, alright. No blocks on the Glistener Elf. I'm going to get the Raucous Theater. Cabal Therapy. That would flush out the Veil of Summer, but I don't actually want this card. Okay. An Amped-Raptor. I think I'm going to play Wasteland and cast an Amped-Raptor. Lightning Bolt is a card I'm looking for here. Thoughtseize, alright, well, they'll veil this, but let's at least get it out. They have to fetch Savannah to do everything in their deck here. They do have a Savannah. They veil, there goes that. And I have a 2-1 First Strike in play, so they have to acknowledge this card. I know they have Swords to Plowshares, but there's nothing free. They do have to make a play here. Yeah, that's gone. So's the Plow. Elf getting in. This is a lot of lands. I'm going to fetch first. Get Badlands. And I'll play Amped-Raptor again. I'm holding the only card that misses, so I'm going to hit Amped Raptor into Amped Raptor. You don't get to cast another card here. They did fix this. That's all 4 Raptors that I play. Okay, passing the turn. I'm leaving this Wasteland up for a situation with Inkmoth Nexus or Pendlehaven. Speak of the devil. Blighted Agent, we hate that one. Okay. I'm going to go to my turn and hope I draw Thoughtseize. Lightning Bolt, interesting. Oh, I have Cabal Therapy, literally in my graveyard. Okay, how do I want to do this now? I have the opportunity here to create a lot of problems for my opponent. I'm going to attack with one of the Raptors, because I'm going to sack it to Cabal Therapy as well. And I name Quick Reflexes. Embiggen. I'll name Legolas's Quick Reflexes, because that's the card I actually can't do anything about. 2 Force of Wills in the hand. All right. So it's Force Daze. I could flashback the other therapy and then the board is just clear. All right, I'm going to do that. They probably just have to force this one. Hedge Maze. Dump to Berserk. I mean, I guess forcing this is the same as not forcing it. Okay, dazing it first. Sure. Now it's not the same anymore. Like, you just lose a life instead of not losing a life. Okay, Force of Will. The hand is Hedge Maze and 2 forces. Or no forces at this point. Which also means I can play Amped Raptor now, because I can Bolt Blighted Agent and Wasteland the Inkmoth. Amped Raptor, deck full of removal. Lightning Bolt, sick. Take out Blighted Agent. And Wasteland the Inkmoth. I'll just do it now. Okay, I gotta find out how I'm gonna win this game, but I'm doing a pretty good job not losing it. Oh god, no! What the fuck? Never mind, here's this shit out of nowhere. I'm still doing okay against this card. First Strike plus Lightning Bolt is pretty good, though. Yeah, that was just RNG. That was not set up. Okay, bad news, everybody. Nethergoyf. That's pretty big. We like big creatures. Now I'm in massive danger to a Pump Spell. Just Pump Spell on their lifelink creature. Devastating. Block. First Strike damage. Lightning Bolt. God, they have a Pump Spell. Stop. Stop. I mean, their deck's full of Pump Spells. They're just going to cast Invigorate. Oh my god. Devastating. All right, well, the game is probably over. This is sick sideboard tech. Little surprise pivot for me. Nethergoyf number 2. All right. Well, you can't race a lifelink creature. I think I have to kill that thing anyway. Like, I have to draw one of my Molten Collapses, which I do have all 4 of in. I know I'm not getting anywhere on the race here, but I can at least keep their life total around 20. Into Tourach. Well, let's take it. Whatever it is. Berserk. All right. That's pretty good with a giant lifelink creature. Here we go. I'm at 2 Infect. They're Hellbent. I'm not worried about Glistener Elf right now. Oh no. I couldn't beat the first one. Yeah, remember when I said my deck's good at little creature combat? We're very bad at big creature combat. If I can get another card type in the graveyard, I can stabilize, but then I don't even know what my long-term plan is. Like, there's no way I can beat them before these triumphs come back around, and any Pump Spell wins the game. All right, they got me. That was sick. All right, a solid showing, positive record with Rakdos Amped Raptor, the surprise breakout deck of Legacy in 2025. In Raptor, when it hit, was dope. Raptor, when it missed, was kind of bad. Like, if it just hits, like, another Raptor or a creature when you need a discard spell or a disc removal spell when you need a creature, you know, whatever. Like, it is just random, but it is a random card for free. The cost is in deck building, not in where the cards lie. And then, how good are you at sniping with Cabal Therapy also matters a lot. That one loss to the Black Storm deck, if I name Dark Ritual instead of Chrome Mox, probably if I name Lion's Eye Diamond instead of either of them, like, naming LED or Dark Ritual both get me there. But we're going to be pretty bad against decks like that if we're on the draw anyway. And then the Infect deck, Legolas's Quick Reflexes clown me game 1, and then sideboard Juke clown me game 2. Never had a chance to adjust for game 3 because the match was already over. And if Legacy is about small back and forth stuff, a deck like this could thrive. Like, I wouldn't really want to be like Delver of Secrets versus this deck. Just kind of doing the same thing, but this is more hyper focused on it. There's no Force of Wills or Dazes or anything taking up space. No Murktide region at the top end either, though, which blue decks have going for it. This deck knows what it's about, and it does it extremely well. King of the Depths, thanks for sharing it. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon. I'll see you next time.